What's up, it's Nez, and welcome back to The Letter. Last episode, we were attacked by Spooky Ghosty, but were soon later found by Marianne and our British waifu Rose. Now we're outside facilitating the open house. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should be baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying color, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glistening in the afternoon sun. Some have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby like in the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. I think the magpies are the least of our problems. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. "You go, girl!" They don't look too pleased about being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos.
Hello!
We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
You're all going to die!
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wander towards me. They're mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Miss McCulloch also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
Gay?
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
But that's creepy as shit.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Ah, they must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine, or the television, I can't really remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news, one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two have, maybe for incest or murder. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most of the people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact, peas in a pod. I think they're brother and sister if it isn't for their public display of affection. Aha! Matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we get the deal closed before the current owners can even think of cancelling the listing agreement. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave or generous enough to buy this fucking mansion. And so, with papers in hand, I lead the way. Journal updated. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of this place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces, the architecture, and the fucking ghosts. However, I am careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxborn knows all about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty. Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
That's called a chandelier?
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it.
Is she gonna be the stupid blonde in this game?
It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already somewhere. Yep, she's a dumb blonde.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I love how her name is Lovely Lady.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
The mansion is small?
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. but isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
I don't think the ghost will like anything changed. The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh please, please, let these guys be the one. Take this mansion off my hands. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classic appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I only see in fairy tale books before. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much a pain in the ass cleaning this'll be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable at least. Yes, all the blood is gone.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
What the fuck? Is that a wine cellar?
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy in grey speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright, my memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. He likes his wine. What's so interesting about the basement? I don't really understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has just seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. He doesn't want the wine, he wants the sex dungeon underneath. On a grown man. It's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
On the bones of the villagers.
The bricks that were used to build the cellar had been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
Cheers, love.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it.
Plenty of room for your bodies.
We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. We found some suckers to buy the mansion, haha! The rest of the tour goes without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time we surveyed the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a prospective sale. Creepy whispers in the background. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off as small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look to see what it is. A chill that settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break into a cold sweat. I can't do this! I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in my group have been requesting for a break anyway. We could just do it in this creepy-ass room. Yep. If I can just...
Excuse me? Everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we've prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
Except for the ghost. We're not going to help you. I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I've probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer. Until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello? You there?
Why hello there, hun.
Yes, Ma'am?
Oh, look at you! Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting!
Oh, she is so precious, we must protect.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker! Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hana. Call me Hana. I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
As soon as possible for what I want. My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is she being serious? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see... But we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion.
All this setup is getting really boring.
A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further, putting a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
I don't think that's what she meant. Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon. And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am.
When does the haunting start?
I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Man, you sound like a dick.
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I struggle not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. Okay, she's a bitch. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCulloch, who only gives me an apologetic smile and shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that. Why did you do that then? Fine.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
You two are definitely going to die.
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and...
Bitch.
What's this?
Oh god. Oh god. You gave her the fucking letter? Are you fucking kidding me? A look of confusion and disgust is apparent on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month.
You three are so going to die.
You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything earlier. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. Oh, you did everything wrong. You gave them the fucking letter. With the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
Creepy incestuous couple. Prepare to die. A smile is back on her lips when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the letter in my hands. The sides crinkle in my grip and my breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I don't even notice when Rose, as well as the other group touring the mansion, joins us in the parlor. I want nothing more than to say that no, I'm not alright. Can we get the hell out of here? I want to leave this place. Because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter and that woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless. I've been so careless. Yes, you're the ball rolling that gets this horror mystery started. How do I even tell them without looking like I've gone mad? Should I tell them? Don't show the letter, show the letter. Might as well. I blurt it out before I can think twice about what I'm going to say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
But she won't believe us nonetheless. Rose casts a nervous glance at the people near us. Most are still engaged in a conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in the direction of our little group have been given her trademark saleswoman smile. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
Nuh-uh, they happened.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Without even taking a glance at it, she folds it back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
Aha, we've been denounced as insane.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose can open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both of our shoulders, pulling the two of us a distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Especially darling little Lily here.
He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze, an inscrutable smile spreading on his mouth at the same time. That is sexual harassment.
It's Isabella, sir.
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It's also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose this sale because of my outburst dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Oh, it won't matter in the end. All of you will die. Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. I'm almost at the door of the parlor when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
British waifu, I knew you would understand. The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face, because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler, eyes softer, a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before.
Rose is best waifu.
If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off, before shifting her gaze down to her hands, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. Throw it away now. But I have this nagging feeling that one way or another it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it. Because you're in a horror game.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery. But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait, no, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not.
Drama!
Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress.
Well, you'll feel more stress when everyone dies.
Please, humor me just this once.
Well, since money's the big talker in this conversation, fine, we'll accept. She clasps her hand together in front of me, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do understand. To some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself, at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know anymore.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
More than upset. More than upset.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
At the memory, she dissolves into helpless giggles, which I also join in, earning us strange looks from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget any mishaps that happened. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but... Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now, let her sell the house, let her kill everyone.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
Please don't leave us alone in this haunted house.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, alright? Don't even think of going anywhere.
Well, might as well listen to our British waifu.
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
He's gone before I can voice one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathered some ways opposite of me is occupied in a friendly banter about which one will cost more to buy. A little argument here, an occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of which, I should call Ash. It's a few hour earlies from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. A true Filipino. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this, it's the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects, then...
Shit! Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers,
What?
watch out, can't
Shit,
beat
how
me.
loud is this
Looking
thing
for
even?
trouble? Better not lie.
A sharp ringing fills the entire hall, disrupting the pleasant quiet that has settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search of the source, mine included. My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in on the lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people checking out the decors a while ago. He's facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'll recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I march towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for not having recorded.
Ah!
He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp followed by his phone slipping out of his grip. It bounces from one hand to another in a poor attempt to catch it, but ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kinda feel sorry for the phone if it didn't have such a shitty ringtone. And the floor. But it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Is he fucking wearing a cross necklace? What an edgelord. An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out of my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up to his neck and cheeks. In another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing is not a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'll find that adorable. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his normally collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
Edgelord!
What? And miss that look on your face? No way! Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
Probably stalking you. For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be a more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash?
Ashhole.
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something earlier than expected, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm, like he's touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Is this guy supposed to be the main boy?
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
He's way too edgy to be the main male protagonist.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client at least.
We have a mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Says the girl who just went raving mad in front of all the guests.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face, because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how often he looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think of telling it to. If I can help it, he's the first person I would tell it to. Sure, he's a dependable guy, God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe those even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you a detailed explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Ashhole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Beck or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw in the attic. Nope, over my dead body, or his. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter still clasped in my hand deep in my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Well, let's just go.
Yeah, let's leave. I want to leave.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
Stop asking.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What if— Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Yep, we're leaving. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Nope, 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 we're definitely leaving. Fuck this bullshit. Nope, nope, nope. I don't look back. And that was this episode of The Letter, everyone. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe so we could grow our channel together. Once again, my name is Nez and thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.